Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. My name is Death by Pony and today we're hopping back into Arcade Spirit. So without further ado, let's hop into this. Alright. But I do have a chance to get off this runway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could delete the app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option. I could. Get dressed for Iris's job interview. Stop this before it's too late. We're going. A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop a bus to meet up with what was very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she could finish that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims at serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expect another shoe shop job at the best. But, well, it'll be worth a laugh at the very least. Choose to trust in science? What is my dream in you? What the hell, let's do it? Like I always say, go with the flow. What the hell? Jennifer's right, I need to get my life in gear. So, what's the harm in diving into something this wacky? Okay, there could be a lot of harm granted, but the alternative is to mope around our apartment for weeks. Then, eggs. Gads. Go get a job anyway. So I thought, screw it. I'm in on this runway train. Let's see how far it goes. And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out that was the best impulsive decision I ever made. Wubsu, rent, loan office, boring clothing store, Pingy barber shop, whole story, law office, Smith Jones. The bus dropped me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building, although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of 19XX, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into a tight space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore called A Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa once called Lats and Enemas, which sounds,
Hey, listen!
I'm sorry, I didn't expect to get a blast from Zelda! I think that's two things no human should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books. I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade, huh? Trust me on this. I reference and cross-reference and cross-reference your personality details, personal history, social media connection, and this is your dream job. My dream job, really?
99.97%.
Yes. I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big businesses in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. Five-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Payday ranges from peanuts to gold. And sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well, no wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games were always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1908X, we narrowly avoided serious industry crash, which would have left video games as kids' toy fad, like hula hoops, no mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kids' movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. If this game was completely Pooh Butts, like Pooh from Butt, and massively overproduced, it ruined video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. This game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. Crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it's like for people in the dark timeline. Everything went wrong and games considered nerds and outcasts. Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99%.
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job, though satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. Wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her
My
homework.
sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I mean it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coder made me to be the warm, personable front of the database array that is currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need, right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think it's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. I've always had to, I don't know, compromise. Settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst, and it's why I take things in a stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I opened my mouth to protest, then closed it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. See? She brings up a very important point. Trying is better than giving up and missing out on a potential opportunity. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Buy the ticket. Take the ride. That's what I told myself when I walked out the door this morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump with both feet. And when I all came crashing down, well, I'd recover before I'd recover again. Meanwhile, may as well take an opportunity in front of me. So I opted to push through those doors and see what waited on the other side for me. The air conditioning hit me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. It's early in the morning on a weekday. It's not too packed with gamers, although it's so packed with games I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing, a Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking, that would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nia Heavy Industry Concerns and Hubris Records in Germany. It won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screen, it's new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been the staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. 2 genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentence. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looked up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offered me a wrinkly smile.
Hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
A Funplex, is that where you suplex a clown? A genie in my phone set up a job interview for me. You've been in business for XX years? A genie in the phone set up a job interview. Magical Space Fairy or something that lives in my phone told me to come here to find my dream job. Hello, I'm Magical Space Fairy, apparently. I have expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me. Just talk about Iris like that. But she took it in stride.
Oh my.
What they can do with technology these days. I really do marvel at what amazing things you young people have in 20XX. Although, I'd simply love to take a sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line. She said that with such a kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
I don't know how to respond to that. That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are Ashlinger, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I found, but in the end, done. She quirked an eyebrow. Well now, that's faster than the others, not bad. So shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Francine led me down a back hallway past the public restroom, and to another door marked employees only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do it in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. Don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for 12 jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is, I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Quirky lady asking me what dinosaur I be. I like her, though. Ugh. Right, okay, maybe this would be a typical job interview after all. No problem, go with the flow, let's do this. T-Rex, no matter about it. Pterodactyl, soaring through the sky. Brontosaurus, big dude, enjoy salad. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds, let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird. So pterodactyl, swooping around, catching up drafts, staying way away from meat eaters. Really, how exciting. Even if it's technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Oh, I love me a spicy snack. Snack was if it was a favorite food question, I'd have that down easy. It's tacos, always tacos, but snacks.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Pizza bagels, say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you can have it. Hush you. Come now, dear, I don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos. Tasty apple with almond butter. Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. You know, tacos are a good snack. Tacos and only tacos. There is no other sustenance. I can see you're a person that knows exactly what they want and how to get it. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I've prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. I brace myself for the next question.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
I love this lady. This interview for real, or is it a dream? As I look at Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% accurate. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, and hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. To be honest, I'd probably get eaten on day 1. I'm good at making things. I'm essentially MacGyver. I can make anything out of string, a match, and a screwdriver. Especially if what you want is a screwdriver wrapped in burning string. Good, we'll need someone to build makeshift defenses and think quickly in case we get surrounded. An inevitable brain is always a critical role in a survival. One more thing.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that takes me off guard. I told you the magical space fairy lady on my phone sent me here to find a job.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt you think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more, too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long.
Damn, Francine.
So I ask you again, why are you here?
Adventure! To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than why not. Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself. But that wouldn't cut it here. I need to actually think this through. It's a Funplex. A plex of fun, and I like fun. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare take a risk, if I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. I feel like my life has been in a rut for over a decade. Now, I didn't mind, not really. I can go with the flow. But another decade of that, too? No, I need to take a risk and try something totally new. Everybody's been pushing me to find a job. That's more than a job, just like you're saying. And is this my dream job? I don't know, but I have to try. I have to take the gamble or I'll never get anywhere. Not to say I'm overly impulsive. I worked as a lifeguard recently. You have to be sharp and ready to act with a cool head. I can do that for your Funplex too. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation, that. And an unusual step from such troubled waters to land to make believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after I came home from work, which makes Francine smile in turn. I can't say I offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways you can save a life here. Very well. I'm satisfied. I'll let you get to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate. Like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine led me back to the arcade floor and introduced me to my duties. It only occurred to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I'd accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, and still behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Ash. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glanced at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic cars on display. Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson, or no, I've no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson? Anyways, Gavin should probably be by soon. He'll handle your paperwork and all the administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind all this talking, it's tired me out. I'll be back. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. I adjusted my seating at the semi-comfortable stool. Leaning up against the desk beneath me, a right away of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being dinner washer, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Aw, how sweet. I still have some of the stuff that I won at Chuck E. Cheese back when I was like 12. Me and my boyfriend, our first date was actually at Chuck E. Cheese. We were supposed to go with a friend, and he ended up bailing on us day of. And so I was like, we had just started dating. We hadn't been on our first date yet. So I was like, what if we make this our first date? And on our first date, he won me this little ball. And like, I don't think I have it anymore. I think it ended up getting donated because I donated a lot of little toys. But on our most recent date to Dave & Buster's, he won me Shelly. This is Shelly. She's an orange turtle and I love her. Yeah, she was living next to the desk because she keeps me company. Because I don't live with my boyfriend. So it gives me just like, I'll look down and be like, hey Shelly, what's up? Anyway. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, hit like. That way I know you're enjoying the content making. Remember to subscribe. That way YouTube brings you back here to see what's next. And I won't take up any more of your time. I hope you have a good day and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.